Cowboy Nation.
Participants in the conference. All participants are muted.
This episode is brought to you by the Underdog as well as Frenkel and Franco Law Firm. Let's get it one way or another. DC for life. Let's get it, baby. Come on. Yup. Appreciate y'all. One thing we all adore. Something worth dying for. Washington week, baby. Washington. The Cowboys' best chance of winning. And let's get it. The name. It's Law Nation. Yup. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation Grove? 3-7 boys. Come on. Who running? Who running? Who running? Who running? Come on. To the window, to the wall, to the sweat drop down these yo. The Cowboys. Hey, yo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's 48 people in here watching. So the first 48. Nobody want to watch the Cowboys when we losing. That's okay, Rex. I'm still gonna talk. Hey, come on, baby. Yeah. What is your profession? Tank, 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 tank. Riggs, I see you. Riggs, this is sad. This is sad, Riggs. I'm getting too old for this, Riggs. Y'all gonna do this to me? You gonna do this to Law Nation? Y'all gonna do this to me? I'm gonna have y'all watching the Cowboys at Pelican Bay show program. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Oxnard chat loaded up, Law. Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. It's insane. Here we go. Shit. Oh my gosh, man. All right, so with that being said, we can go now. I just wanted to do my intro and we can get on up out of here. You know, we can yank the cords and roll them up, baby. But we're going to still talk about this one way or another. Jerry Wayne Jones, he got a look. Kick back to my guy, Stephen A. Smith, you know. And on top of that, we can talk about the Washington team that everybody love all of a sudden. They are 7-4. Offense ranked 9th. 29th ranked defense, 12th in special teams. And they on their way. They are on their way. Come on, baby. Yeah, just do the flip around. We 3-7. Well, come on with it. It's a mess, man. 3-8 coming. So our best chances of winning, according to Coach Jerry Jones. We're going to start calling him Coach now, right? Can we just start calling him Coach? Coach Jones. You know, Coach Jones says that Cooper Rush give them the best chance of winning. I want to say, for what? For what? N-word for what? You know, what you want to win for, you know? Hey, Jerry, I'm going to put you on you. You know, what if I put a you on you?
What's your point?
What's your point? You know, at this point, they talking about bringing back.
What's your point?
They talking about bringing back the Ron Bland in them, you know.
What's your point?
They talking about bringing back Brandon Cooks. Come on, baby.
What's your point?
Yeah. O.S. Taylor says, man, we beating Washington, man. Come
What's your point?
Coach Jones, baby, we better make it very convincingly that we are trying, and then, we pull out at the end. Ain't nothing like and nothing wrong and nothing bad. We're pulling out sometimes. Let me know.
What's your point? What's your point? Okay, so what?
Sometimes you got to pull out.
He ain't lying.
So that's just what it is. All right. So, at the end of the day, for what? N-word for what? If y'all fool around and see Law coming up missing, y'all know why. Oh, my God. Where we at in Tankathon? Yeah, where we at with the tanks? All right, so we are at the 9th spot. Hold on, let me go right here. And we're at the 9th spot. I want to win every game. Let me repeat, I want to win every game. But I understand. I absolutely understand that right now we don't have that ability due to the fact that we didn't have foresight. You got to have the ability to see into the future sometimes on your roster, or where you got guys and where you trying to go at for the future, when to pay people, when not to pay people, when to offer trades and things of that nature. And those been things that we've been lacking of, ladies and gentlemen. But when we look at everything, one thing for sure, two things for certain, we haven't been lacking in speaking about this particular team. So we're going to refresh what we talked about yesterday, and that was Cowboys Michael Parsons. He and Trayvon Diggs said that they are a very good team. Damn good team, right? Derek Muhammad says, Muhammad, appreciate you. Just finish strong. Yeah. You want to finish strong because a lot of times this do carry on to the next season, right? But this is what these boys said.
I'm going to put this out there. We're a damn good football team.
Yeah, we're a damn good football team. And, Steven, that'd be a good drop. I'm going to keep that as a drop one day. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm going to put this out there. We're a damn good football team.
They're going to be a good drop in the future, man. I'm going to say that as a drop, man. We're a damn good football team. All right, so we see this right here. Stephen Mack, shout out to you, my dog. He says, fire Jerry. That hat go hard. That hat go hard, but let me tell you, just to be safe, when you have the white trim around the star, that's copyrighted, a trademark. So you don't want that hat to start. They won't mind if you sell a few of them, right? And technically you can get away with it by giving it away, But when you got that trim around it, Steven, that white trim, they patent that, so you might have to get rid of that one. You know what I'm saying? You might have to worry about getting rid of that one, bro. Unless this is the official Cowboys website, and if they have this fire Jerry out there, brilliant marketing move. But if Stephen Mack made this and he's trying to profit off of it, they will be knocking at the door. I want to start off by saying that this is something that my guy Dak Attack pointed out, and this is dealing with the notion of Bill Belichick. If you are in the mindset of having someone of the kind of caliber of Bill Belichick, here, these could be the snippets that you will be able to see. And let me go with this one.
It just seemed like at times with Belichick, I felt like we lost the game even though we won.
Listen up. Listen properly.
I mean, not only was he critical of every player in there, but he was extremely critical of Tom. You see a lot of coaches in the league and the love affair that they have with their star players.
Listen properly.
Been that way.
Come on with it. One man controlling the coach.
Same shit that we've been beat on before. Don't sit there and think that it's not a problem. It's a problem.
When I first got to New England,
listen.
I was surprised how Belichick treated Brady. I remember one time he's showing all these lowlights, because they were not highlights, they were lowlights, the drop passes, the fumbles, the missed blocks, the missed tackles. The first lowlight that he showed was of Tom Brady, and he turns around and he looks at Brady and he says, what the fuck is this shit? And he plays it again, and he looks back halfway, and he turns, and he says, I can get Johnny fucking Foxborough from down the street to make a better throw than this.
Wide open, don't see it, end up getting sacked. Like, should we have it? Yeah. Do we have it? No.
I remember one time Bill tore Brady's head completely off, decapitated Brady. He said, you guys are telling me that my Hall of Fame quarterback
Come on with it.
not complete a 5-yard out?
Yard.
I mean, the quarterback play here is just awful. This stinks. And I'm sitting there, I'm sure my mouth was wide open because I'm like, man, that's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
This guy has won 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But I think that speaks to Bill, right? To him, nobody's bigger than the team.
What I wanted to say here is, granted, people look at did Tom won, he went and won a Super Bowl after like after Bill Belichick, right? He went and won one in Tampa Land or what have you, and Bill Belichick's team drastically declined, and they went and got Matt Jones, but that's a miracle at its own because they took Mac Jones, if I'm saying that kid name right, to the playoffs, right? So, and he was depleted on his roster with injuries, riddled with injuries, by the way. So my whole thought track of this is that the culture of the Cowboys been such a baby culture. We've been coddling, and I'm telling y'all, we've been really coddling these players. We roll out the red carpet. There's nobody that can really argue and stream at these players and get these guys together. That explains why that the level of undiscipline here is at its all-time height, right? Like, we lead the team, or we're top 5 or top 4, I believe, the number 2 team in penalties. And that's not good stuff to be in, right? So I really believe, and this is a stretch, I don't think that Jerry Jones, whatever we want, he goes against it, right? That's just how it is. Whatever we want, he don't want, right? But to be fair, if in a hypothetical world, if we get a guy of the kind of caliber of Bill Belichick, maybe there will not be no coddling. I said this, and I'm going to say this again. Dak Prescott, I like Dak Prescott. I think the world of him. You know, Mississippi State Dak. You know, all of this good stuff. Shout out to Mississippi State, Hell State, right? But I truly believe one of the bigger impediments of this particular team or coaching team is the coddling culture, is the aspect that everybody get treated nice and they rub them and pat them on their backside and they say, hey, great job. Oh, shucks, we get them next time. I think that Dak Prescott needs stern coaching. If so, if Tom Brady was able to get stern coaching, right, after he done won 4 Super Bowls, right, that this guy that don't have a Super Bowl, I think that we need this type of stuff over here. And this is just me wishful thinking, right? Because we already know that the Deion prime time for your mind conversation is out of the situation together because he's not coming here. And for those who think he's coming here, how's that even possible if the qualifications would be, or if the qualifiers would be that we have to have Shador, you know, in order for him to come? That's ASS backwards, right? Yeah. That's ASS backwards. If you can put that together, you get what I'm saying? Because nobody will go into the draft without a head coach. And if somebody knows that, let me know of a team that went into the draft and said, all right, we're going to draft the players and then we're going to bring in the head coach. You know, it don't work that way, you know. Yeah, so and my guy said, look what happened to Chris Richard, right? They blackballed him. He ain't in the NFL nowhere. He can't find a job in the NFL. Yeah, Zimmer stinks. Zim been dealt, you know how you dealt a deck of cards and you ain't got no books? That's what Zim has dealt with. I would like to see them with an ace, a spade, at least an ace or heart, a club or something, man. He didn't get nothing. He didn't get no face card. He had one in a possible book. Coming here, he had one in a possible book. Parsons and maybe out of Diggs. That's what he had. And I'm not using these as bevies of excuses, but everybody got hurt on Zim. And you talking about, historically speaking, everywhere where Zim went that first year of his defense was always crazy. It always made a curve on the second year or when he got a chance to absolutely put his hands on players that he would like to draft and develop them. But, man, we out there developing, no offense, man, we out there developing Booth. He gone now, back to the practice squad. Joshua Butler, we out there developing those boys, and a 5th-round draft pick out of Carson's, who didn't come from a big-time school, I believe, right? So it just ASS backwards to hold any feet to the fire of Zim. And I'm not saying that because I got a chance to talk to him and meet up with him and had a few drinks and all that good stuff. But what I'm telling y'all is the absolute truth. That boy had a one in a possible. The possible could have been, he tried to squeeze out a book with Eric Kendricks, Zim, the answer law, he too friendly now. I'm not saying that he is or he ain't, but he only had a short rope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm using rope. He ain't a brother though, actually. Can I use rope on him? But neither here nor there. I get what everybody's saying. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. But if I can tell y'all this, if y'all can give me the answer, what were the qualifying moves to make this team better for the 2024 season? Who did we go out here and got to make this team, or get who we, in the words of Jerry Jones, spent money on? Who we spent money on to bring in to make this team better? Who we brought in to make this team better? Keith Sweat, where you at, dog? Where you at, Keith? Keith Sweat. Where you at, bro? Yeah.
Nobody, baby. Nobody.
Who we brought in? Keith Sweat, one more time.
Nobody, baby. Nobody. And who can do it like me?
Nobody, baby. Jeez, we ain't bringing nobody. That could have brought me in. They could have brought a 40-year-old long up in here. 40. You know what I'm saying? And I would have had the same results. I probably, and look, I don't think I can make it that much worse, man. We the 31st ranked defense, man. So who did we bring in?
Nobody, baby. Nobody. And who can do it like me?
Chuma E. Doga, baby. Trent Siege. Yeah. Trent Siege, baby. So we were confessing that we were all in, all in. Now, who did the Eagles bring in to make themselves better? Who did the Washington team do to make themselves better? So that's what I'm trying to convey to you guys. We just talking. Yeah. Kendrick was supposed to be him. Look, we were so desperate. Oh my God, we were so desperate. They say a man in the desert can be so desperate he would drink his own piss. We was piss desperate. That's what we were. Let me know if I'm lying. Let me know where my lies are at. Because we seen what we had at linebacker last year. We had safeties playing linebackers. So we was desperate. Desperate houses of the Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah, we got Eric Kendricks, and he was considered sloppy seconds, basically, because when he saw that he was going to the 49ers and he wasn't going to be the starter there, he was going to be the backup. He was going to be behind Fred Warner and them. Let that sink in. He was going to be behind Fred Warner. And he said, you know what? Would you rather be a king for a day or a prince for a lifetime? Shoot, he a prince for a lifetime. Eric Kendricks, by the time it's all said and done, by him playing this one season for the Cowboys, he will have more endorsements than Fred Warner. He will have more spotlight than Fred Warner. He can be able to say when his career is over with, hey, I am a Cowboy, for life. He can put that on his resume. He can get, if it's a job opportunity to speak in media, and if Eric Kendricks or Fred Warner, they're gonna say, hey man, Eric Kendricks, we like you, and Fred Warner, we like you too. But unfortunately, Fred Warner, we regret to inform you that Eric Kendricks been selected for this candidate position because, he bring more eyeballs. Yeah. Look, Spears, he didn't play for the Cowboys last, but when you pull up ESPN, former Cowboy, right? Patman Jones was arrested. He didn't play for the Cowboys last, but in the clippings, former Cowboy arrested, and we clicking on the article saying who it is. And it's Pac-Man. Hey, he didn't play for the Cowboys in many moons, Yeah, no, I'm telling you the truth. Name me, all right, Action Pal, name me, are there more other teams in media that play for other teams, or there are more former Cowboy players that's in the media? Name me. Everywhere you go, you're going to see Marcellus Wiley. He didn't play for the Cowboys last, but on the docket, they say former Cowboy. Come on with it. Yeah. And that's just what I'm saying. You play a spoonful of reps. They had Bobby. I was on the channel the other day. Had Bobby Carpenter. True story. Former Cowboy analysis breakdown brought to you by X, Y, and Z, State Farm or something. You gonna get all of the pub when you play for the Cowboys, even if it's for a spoonful of reps. Yeah, that's how it goes down. Look, Asmodeus know it. So yeah, that's how it goes, man. Action Power says I'm talking Warner over Kendricks though. That's on the football field. That's over the football field, but not on the media. Shoot. They tried to usher Jay Cutler out there to do some broadcasting, and they looked at Tony Romo and said, yeah, let me get Tony Romo. Now, Tony Romo is a better quarterback than Jay Cutler, right? But if it was a situation and scenario, Tony Romo or Tom Brady, give me Tony Romo. They're going to give me Tony Romo get a better pull than Tom Brady. How many Super Bowls do Tom Brady have? Tony Romo get paid more than Eli and all of them boys. So it's just what it is. Unfortunately, the Cowboys are going to get all of the first shots and things of these things over here. So this is what Jerry Jones asked on 105.3 to fan ESPN Stephen A. Smith recent comparison of Jones and President Biden. Stephen A. is a fraud. This is a quote from Jerry Jones and them. If anybody got the audio, can y'all send it my way? Stephen A. is a fraud and I'm smiling. We're friends. See how he put a little Band-Aid over it? That old man is wise, man. I'm not concerned about the ability to work. I'm not concerned about the ability to do the work, do the job, but I appreciate his concerns. That's Jerry Wayne and them, boy. I'm telling you, Jerry be on that thing. But let me see if I can find that audio clip. And give me 1 second here. I believe it's right here.
Joking when I say this. I'm getting very, very worried about Jerry Jones. Because the only thing that's worse than the team's play is his press conferences or whatever you want to call it when he's in front of the reporters where he says one thing after another after another. I find myself thinking about, Joe Biden before he backed out of running for re-election. And he's only 1 month. I think Jerry was 1 month older than President Joe Biden, for crying out loud. I remember when I was on the airwaves, literally, guys, 9-10 months ago. And I was like, yo, he can't be the nominee. You ain't gonna make it to the Democratic National Convention. So that's him elaborating on his points there. I mean, Jerry Counter was really good. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Counter is really good, and Jerry is wiser than Stephen A. Smith. Yeah. He is. Let me see. What I'm saying? I'm just saying he's a little wiser because what he did was he did the old philosophy
that we talking about build, break, build. Let me see if I can find this right quick. Because build, break, build is a great.
But what is your counter? What is your damn counter?
Yeah. His counter was very good. He built it up and said, oh, yeah, all right, Stephen A. Smith, hey, I know him. But that guy's a fraud. He broke him down, and then he built him up again. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is if you ever leadership role, management 101, if you over people and you got to do the evaluation process, you don't break them down like, hey, you're always late, you're always lacking in your productions and things like that, and especially if you're going to keep them on your side. You call Ashaniqua into the office. Ashaniqua, we really appreciate you for coming into the office today. Oh, you got a nice sweater on. Yeah, you don't want to say anything too deeply, but you got a nice sweater. Yeah, I like that, But let's talk about your performance. It appears that you've been late. You've been tardy for 4 times out of this week. We need better work, and also your production been slipping. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you these occurrences, whatever the structure is. We're going to give you this write-up, and we're going to put you on PIP. Yeah. But I know that you are a hard worker and dedicated to your craft. We're looking forward to you getting out of this situation. That's how you write that up. And let's go out here and make it happen. Now, Ashaniqua don't know what just happened to her. We done build her up, broke her back down, and then build her back up again. That's what you got to do in management. Don't y'all be out here saying, Ashaniqua, you're late. Let's write you up on this doggone PIP performance, and you get your butt on work on time next time. She gonna be up out of here. She gonna be like looking for another job in there because she already knows she about to get fired. But I can't fire her right now. I need her work. I need her production. Management 101 is getting work done through others. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's just how it goes. But hey, Lord, why I gotta be an Ashaniqua? Hey, this is just said. Yeah. And Anthony said, Lord, you're gonna have to find you gotta find another career after that session. No. Yes, build, break, build philosophy. Dan is bland every plan. Football again. Okay, Ratio is asking about our guy, Deron Bland. Is he ever playing football again? Well, Deion done got Juju to come to Colorado. And here's the thing, though. Deion is a man of his words as it pertaining his kids. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, ladies and gentlemen. You got to understand that a man will go to the edge of the earth to protect and defend his, right? So will a mother bear, hey, this is what it is. There's stories out there that a lady would drive her car in the rain, slips and slides throughout this curvy road, and somebody bumped her and her car flipped over 20 times. The lady was able to get out of that car, and the car was upside down with her child still in the back seat. Somehow, some way, she was able to flip that car over again and get the child out. She was battered and bruised and not a scratch on the child. But this goes to show you that a person will go to the edge of the earth to protect their child, their loved ones. They would take a bullet. What I'm saying with Prime, it don't have to take Cowboys out of it. Just go and look at the historical data about it. Prime coach Shador and them, when he was in Pee Wee, he coached them in elementary. He coached them in middle school, high school. He coached them in college. Why stop now? Why stop now? So whatever or whoever to whomever drafts Shador, he's going to be in there coaching them. We only here for a vapor. We only here for a small time. In that same prime time that lifted that Lombardi trophy up in 95, somewhere in the genes of Shiloh and Shador and his daughter DeAndrea, all of them, is his DNA, is the essence of that man. And he's going to make sure he's going to protect that. That's just how it goes. And he's going to defend all the times. Nah, I'm good where I'm at. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm good. I'm 10 toes or 9 toes down where I'm at. You know, no offense to that. To prime. But he's going to be wherever his kid's at. You know? On some doggone philosophical stuff, man. You know, when you see me, you have seen the Father too. You know, metaphysically speaking. Yeah. So when you see him, you're going to see the Father. That's just how it is. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And money answereth a lot of things, right? And sometimes he'll walk away for his kid. Yeah. And it's just what it is. And I already foresee he may struggle, but he's going to continue to improve. That's prime, you know. Yeah. Jags want Bill Belichick. That would be a great for that franchise. That'd be great for that franchise. He would rejuvenate Jacksonville because that's what Jacksonville need. They need a stern coach down there too. You know, they got everything. They got everything you want. They got a quarterback and sling it over the field everywhere, and he just need to be tamed. Right? They got a running back. They got possibility of drafting number 1, number 2 overall. Shoot, Travis Hunter go there mixed in with Brian Thomas. You talking about? Shoot. Got a good question from James Brown. He says, "Law, can a player deny the team that drafted them?" Yeah, it happened multiple times. Eli Manning is one that comes to mind, and it was somebody before that time frame. I think it was either Dan Marino or John Elway. You can deny the team. You can sit back and wait and say, "Hey, I'm not going to this particular team." Yeah, you can do it. You can sit out and hold out the whole calendar year. But most people would not do that. There'd be stubbornness. So, you know, they'll work out a deal. They'll swap it. I wish Eli would have went to the Chargers, though. You know, it would have been better because it was like writing on the wall that the Illuminati was going to be like, hey, let's get Manning some type of ring because Archie Manning didn't have one. So let's get both of the sons rings, you know? Yeah. It was John Elway. Yeah, Jaguars, wide out. Yeah, it's going to be fire. Yeah, Elway did it. What team Elway supposed to go to, by the way? Yeah, Elway did it, you know. Bo Jackson did it too? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And if you are like that lady, that somebody drove you off the road, you just never know. There could be CTV cameras or something like that in the mix. And what you would do is, after you done flip the car over again to get the baby out, right? What you need to do is check your pockets. And if you got a phone that can still dial out, even if it don't say within service, right? Even if your phone is turned off, they still allow you to dial 911, right? But when you dial 911, tell this person to also connect you on with these people right here, baby.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt, that's Franco first, man. Just have that in your mindset. You know, remember that number. They say people don't remember numbers anymore because you got it all cheated down in your phone. But this number you can always remember, 817, and all of the threes you can dial, or 214. We are locally here in Dallas. So let's continue to grind to shine and speak to somebody that know what they're doing. Frenkel and Franco personal injury lawyers. Now it's time for you to karatecize your mind on the nation. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. I want to know, I need to know what you guys have on this game. Score predictions, and also, let's go with this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Give me who you would like in the first round. Draft selection, baby. Come on with it. Phone hit my line. Come on with it. From the 908 Swayze. You're live, bro. What's good, man?
What's going on, Law? Before I start, man, like how's everything, man? Like everything's good. Football is just a game, but you know what I'm saying, I appreciate you, making the content. You got family and stuff, so just want to say that I appreciate it. So how's everything?
I mean, everything is good, man. One day at a time. Today is going to be a great day. I'm speaking that into existence. Going to be a great night. We're going to have at the Cowboys and Chill night that we do every Thursday with Clarence Hill. We're going to have the mighty Patrick Creighton in the building. So he's going to let us know a lot of things. So if you thought last week Jay Ratliff was talking, let us hear about Patrick Creighton, on Jerry Jones. So he's going to be out here tonight.
What's crazy, and I understand like you're a Dak Prescott fan, but Shedeur Sanders, he grew up in a certain way that he probably would, like, let's say if he was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, he'd probably be on one of y'all shows too, right? I think he went to Jackson State too, right?
Yeah, he went to Jake State.
Deion Sanders Jr. Like I just don't get it. It's like I was watching Shango and he's like, oh, we shouldn't get Deion and should like why? I'm really trying to figure out why don't you want someone that's exciting, someone that's a Hall of Famer, someone who took a HBCU, made them contenders in a premium school, someone who then went to Colorado with no resources and made them a playoff contender. I just don't get like the logic. Like, can you figure out the logic of why you wouldn't want Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders together?
Oh,
in the black media coming up here.
Yeah. Well off
Dallas.
well off media. Yeah. And we had the same, people and stuff like that. We working on some things that I can't outspeak my wisdom teeth on right now. Well off media will be very much welcome here. But when you think of Colorado, who do you think of now?
I think of Deion Sanders.
When you think of Jackson State, who do you think of?
I think of Deion Sanders.
When you think of the Cowboys, who you think of? Or who wants to be in the spotlight?
I mean, Jerry wants to be in the spotlight.
Yeah, he wants to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He wants to be in the spotlight, but I think one ththing Jerry would rather not do is make the Cowboys not fun to watch. Oh. And I think the difference is between the Tony Romo years and the Dak, because these years are the 8-8 years. Remember when we had no talent, but we just had the quarterback, or we just had the quarterback and Dez Bryant. We had no talent. We was going 8-8, and Tony would break it back just for us to have a chance to go to play. This is the same exact years, and I think if Dak Prescott was a more exciting player to watch, because I think he was exciting in his rookie year because he could run the ball. He was like crafty, things of that nature, but his body clearly broke down. So he's really subject to be a pocket passer, and his accuracy is just average. So it makes the game not fun to watch. And
right.
Jerry's a businessman, and I think that not having a fun team to watch in losing, that gears to you not getting primetime games
people know scary movies are there to scare you, and things gonna be like jump cuts and surprise you, right? So I think that regardless, people are looking at this scary movie and horror, and it's comedy at its best because people still want to give the Cowboys their best. But the problem is with all of this is that if you're going to you can't dictate who's going to come here this far out. because it's not even cold in certain areas of in the United States yet. It's still not even football weather, even though we're approaching November, deep into November. The problem is even if you want Deion, right? They just went and got the best or the number one selection of all of college football, right? And he's committed to Colorado, right? On top of that, no one buys the gas before they buy the car, right? So you're going to have to – you can't go into a draft selection blindly without your head coach. You got to make the head coach decision now. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Just like the Eli Manning situation, Shador can clearly say, "I don't want to be on your team." Like he can literally say, "You know what? My father's on the Dallas Cowboys. They have a top 5 pick, which I think we will have a top 5."
Well, he'll have to make that announcement. He had to make that announcement now. And another part of the caveat is that when you're a narcissist like Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy is the Super Bowl winning coach. You know what I'm saying? He is one of the top, I believe I read something where he's the top 15 winningest coach in NFL history, some crazy crap like that. On top of that, he's paying that dude dog water, right? So what would entice what would entice Jerry? What would entice Jerry? What would entice Jerry to pay a guy who never coached in the NFL, who never won a Super Bowl as a coach in the NFL more money? Jerry is a money guy. Box office, but it's going to take the shine away from him. He don't want that.
But I think we underestimate how much Deion Sanders how much good of a relationship Deion Sanders and Jerry Jones has. And the reason why I'm saying this is that you could go back and maybe later on the show, next time, if you go on one of the well-off media, when the Sanders family went to go to the Cowboys game, I think they went to one of the Cowboys game. I think it was the play. I forgot what it was, but it was like last year, during one of the Cowboys games, and the Sanders was meeting the Jones family.
Right.
You can clearly see the Sanders family has a very great relationship with the Joneses.
Right.
Now I do believe that Jerry wants to be involved, and I don't necessarily think Deion Sanders has a problem with Jerry being involved. I think those are two alpha males, but two alpha males who respect each other, similar to Bill Parcells when he went to the Cowboys. People thought, at the end, he wrote it because Jerry wanted to get T.O. and Bill didn't want to get T.O. But other than that, the majority of the first 3 years, even though they both was alpha males, it was certain things that Bill allowed Jerry to do, and it was some things Jerry allowed Bill to do, and I think that could be a similar relationship. And I also think Jerry is a family-oriented type of person. You went back and said the mailman is the son of the father who was working at with the Cowboys since the 70s. Right. So even then, you add in the fact that it's a family-oriented family. I think Jerry Jones respects that aspect. And I think it won't be necessarily Deion being the head person for the face of the Cowboys. I think just the family aspect of the Sanders and Joneses together would make it so much. I could go back and saying we're America's team again. We get Deion Sanders. That's an exciting hire. Other no other hire. But
I get it, man. But sometimes we have to mourn the thoughts of the things that we want, right? So I get it, Swayze. You've been campaigning this Deion thing or in Shador for years, for a long time now. But I just don't see it happening. Maybe I'm like Doubting Thomas. I got to see the holes in the hands, right? And Jerry Jones. All I know is any decision that we ultimately want them to do, they don't do it. When we come up with an idea first, they don't do it. But I appreciate you for calling in, bro.
But I'll say this, because I do believe Deion's is not gonna happen based off the fact that it's too much of an obvious choice for Jerry Jones and the smart choice for Jerry Jones to make. So I don't think he's gonna do it because he ended up signing Dak Prescott anyway. That was the worst contract in Cowboys history. But other than that, I think the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys will be Jason Witten. It's crazy.
Yeah, it could be.
It's gonna be Jason Witten. It's gonna be a disaster too.
Yeah.
Look at Jason Campbell or the Detroit Lions and said, "Well, they got their tight end. They used to play for them. Let's get Jason Witten. He has the intangibles. That's who it's gonna be, and we'll have another 5 years of mediocrity." But I lost. I'll see you later.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. The thing is that Dan Campbell And I know Jason Campbell was the quarterback for the Washington team. He could have been slipped up. But I can tell you what, Dan Campbell, people are giving Dan Campbell flowers now. But they wasn't giving him flowers when they were 3-13, right? And then the following year he won 9 games, 9-8, or what have you. Then the third year, that's when we saw some good stuff moving around. They don't have that patience over here. Cowboy Nation, we don't have that type of patience. We don't. If Jason Witten get here as a first-time rookie coach or what have you, and he want to win 3 or 4 more games, look, he's out. He's on a 1-year try, right? And then he win the next year, win only 8 or maybe 9 games. He up out of here, bro. When the world literally stops when the Cowboys lose. The world stopped 7 times this year. The world completely stopped. It's the end of the world, right? I mean, name me this past weekend, stuff falling out of the sky, right? That was the leading story. Last week, hey, the sunlight, the sun in their eyes, that's the leading clickable impressions, right? The week before that, it was the bye week. People saying Cowboy lost the bye week. And then whatever happened in Detroit land, that was the whole storyline about, was that the game when Zeke didn't start or something? It's the world rotates and gravitates around the Cowboys. ESPN pulling things out of there, what to talk about the Cowboys now. And just to say this, you got Chris Canty, you got oh my gosh, Spears, you got Swaggo, you got a whole bunch of ex-Cowboy or former Cowboy guys on these media platforms, right? So I get it. We would all like to see real coaching in Dallas. We would love to see those things. But it will fall under the grace that they're going to either retread it up or bring in Kellen Moore or somebody like that, or it could be another situation and scenario that they use and use injuries as a scapeout, right? And say, hey, the Cowboys are battered and bruised this year. We're going to allow Mike McCarthy to have one more year at it. That's just how it goes, man. So it is what it is. Yeah, Law Nation podcast, hard to get. Dakota 60 million. Repent for your sins, Law, or all credibility is lost. No. I don't mind the $60 million. I don't mind if it's an 80 million, 100 million. The problem is when you decide to pull the trigger. There's no business model that's ran like the Cowboys. At the last minute, you pay your quarterback and don't do anything in free agency to expect the results. So I will ask you, verily, verily, I'll say to you, in your mind, in your heart, my guy who asked for me to repent, is Joe Burrow a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? Yes or no? And when you answer that, how come he's not winning, right? And to a degree, a third of y'all would cut your spleen out and put it on the table to say, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is better than Dak Prescott. Why is he not winning, right? Nobody talks about that. Those boys, you pick them up and you put them in Dallas, it will be the same outcome. You won't win when you're not a complete team. See, people isolate it and think it's only a Dak Prescott thing. No. Dak ain't giving me no money. He's not supporting the nation at all. Right? He ain't reaching out. Tad and them, they ain't reaching out and saying, hey, man, look, Law, I appreciate you going to bat for my brother, but here's a few dollars. No, he ain't doing that. Hey, man, Law on the VIP thing. Come on, I got tickets for you to get in the VIP area. No, he don't do that. Yeah, Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. Well, now, will he go back to the Super Bowl? And excuse me, did he go to the Super Bowl by himself? See, people fail to realize. He was on a team that was a top 5 defense. On top of that, if you guys go back and do your research, he had a running back that had over 15 total purposes yards with 16 touchdowns. Now, what do Burrows look like now without a run game? Without a T. Higgins on the other side of Jamar Chase? What did Burrows look like without Jamar Chase, by the way? Y'all thinking that these things are the same and the equivalent of being the same, and they're not. He's struggling. He may not ever see a Super Bowl again. And last I checked, going to the Super Bowl and losing is not a thing you're supposed to bang your chest on, right? But, you know, I get it. I understand. People are so fed up with Dak Prescott, but he's by far not the only problem here. There's multitudes of problems here on the Cowboys. And that's why, to a degree, I wanted him not to be here next year. I wanted him to test the waters elsewhere, right? And since we out of it completely, come on, golf. I want golf to win it this year. So people can stop saying that golf was trash and he sucked, but now he's in a system fit for him to get things going. Bengals could use Joe Mixon now, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I get it, man. You know, I understand where y'all coming from, but it takes a complete team. Look, to a point, Roger Staubach needed doomsday defense. Yes or no? He needed a Tony Dorsett. Can you name me all of the Super Bowls he won without it? I'm waiting. He needed a Drew Pearson to catch a catch. Can you name me a Super Bowl without him with it? Troy Aikman needed Emmett. Can you name me the Super Bowl that Troy Aikman won without Emmett? Without that offensive line? Can you name me the Super Bowl that Troy Aikman won without Michael Irvin? Without the number one, number two, respectfully, defense, right? Can you name me those things? You can't. That's not for debate, because not a soul on this planet can out-debate me with that, because these are the facts. And can you name me any team that the Cowboys had since 97 or 95 or what have you that was clearly close to those teams? Who's all Tony Dorsett? Who's Emmett? Who's Charles Haley? Mixed in with Prime, mixed in with the guys that we had on defense. We don't have that here. But people lead to with their mindset that Jason Garrett could took us there, right? People with their mindset removing Jason Garrett onto a guy who haven't won since 2010, that he can change the Cowboys by the name of Mike McCarthy. That's not happening. We don't make football moves, ladies and gentlemen. We have the expectations to win the Super Bowl this year, and our only move this offseason was Eric Kendricks. Don't y'all know how difficult it is to win the Super Bowl with an Eric Kendricks? By the way, who never won the Super Bowl himself. That was the only move. Yeah. So action says Law Burrow is balling, but you bug and pull up his numbers on defense suck now. You know, and you missing the point. Call in so I can talk to you. So maybe you can be educated verbally. Because here's the thing. You don't win games by yourself. What I'm saying is collectively, if you pull up the numbers for Dak Prescott last year, he had all good numbers. His numbers very comparison and compelling to a Peyton Manning and beyond. And very much so to the same guy that you bringing up now. But he didn't have a Joe Mixon. He didn't have a Jamar Chase plus the T. Higgins. Y'all keep making it about a one individual guy, and football never been that way. It never been that way. So numbers don't mean anything if your defense can't force 3 and outs. If your defense can't force you to get a shorter field. If you can't get scoops and scores. If your player can't run through A gap or B gap when it's a design play to get you 2 yards, but you end up getting 4 yards or 5 yards. When you don't play the field, when you are the most penalized team in the National Football League, you don't win that way, ladies and gentlemen. Put it like this. When you make it an isolated situation, it is what it is. the expectations of Jason Garrett when he was here to take us to the Super Bowl is crazy. And it's similar to now what we seeing out of Mike McCarthy is what I'm getting at. He haven't been there since 2010. How long is 2010 is from here? How many years was that? And one can argue the year that they won the Super Bowl, he had defense. He had Charles Woodson, who got hurt in the postseason, what have you. But they was already exemplified and solidified at that point because they had one of the better pass rushers out there with the guy with the hair hanging out of his helmet. I forgot his name, the white boy, but Matthews and them, you know. Yeah, Burrow's is balling, but his defense is terrible. Oh, really? So when our individual players ball and the defense is terrible, it's a good thing. See, people, when they made it to the Super Bowl and they had their excuses built in, they have a terrible offensive line. Damn it, I wish that our offensive line was so terrible that we can get a running back to still get 13 touchdowns in the regular season, 16 touchdowns collectively. Over 18 all-purpose yards. I wish our offensive line was such a terrible offensive line that we can get those productions out of our running backs. I can't make this stuff up, but I got Jeremy from the 832. Talk to me.
What's up, Law Man?
What's up?
I agree with everything you just said, man. Like I'm just tired of the bull crap, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just hold hope. Well, I'm a whole hope that because I love the Cowboys. It's tatted on me, so I'm a whole hope that we just gonna win or just fight hard to the very end.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to see no quitting my boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It kills me to see my boys.
Right.
Lose. Like it kills me. But I know how to fix them though.
What is that?
A real quick fix. I don't want to see. We got more talent on defense than offense, so I don't want to revamp the whole defense because I believe that'll take way too much more time to redo, and that'll be like too much of a start over. So we know for a fact that our defense is built to play with a lead, right? So let's just build up on that. So what I would do is in the third round, I would draft the pass rush. I would move D-Law inside, and I want my defensive line to look like how the Giants did when they had beat Tom Brady. It was just a bunch of pass rushers on that line. Yeah. And then you have Sam Williams coming back, so that's the depth. So you add the pass rusher, you got Sam Williams come back, you moving D-Law inside, so that pass rush ought to be nice. That line, and then Miles, he just keep getting better with that.
Yep. All
right. Then we got Bland coming back. That's the defense. Now offense, it's two ways I go. I draft the left tackle out of LSU, and I'll go running back, and I'll get Travis Etienne. Have that duo like how the Lions got. They got Montgomery, then they went and drafted a young running back, the boy from Alabama. That's one way. Or I'll go Travis Hunter and see whatever I can do to get T. Higgins.
Yeah, that is
Those are the two routes I would go on offense.
On offense, just spruce up your offense.
Yeah, and still do another running back in the second round. That's what I'll do to fix the Cowboys. Those two scenarios.
Well, you got.
What do you think about that?
We are the 29th ranked offense right now, meaning that we need help at offense, regardless whether it's run game or passing game or just offense in general, strategy, schemes, and schematics. You see, a lot of people think that it's one individual, just like the fools in the chat thinking that I'm saying that Dak Prescott is better than Joe Burrow, which I never said, right? What I'm saying is collectively is that it takes a complete team sport. It doesn't matter who's your quarterback is. We got a chance to see Nick Foles win a freaking Super Bowl. Eli Manning won a Super Bowl over Tom Brady. That doesn't mean that those guys are better than Tom Brady, right? But both of them boys handed Tom Brady an L. They had the better team that day. They were able to run the ball. They was able to stop the run. And ultimately, their defense didn't allow multitudes of unanswered points, right? So it takes strategy in this. So if you're thinking that you can only win with the best horse, you out of the race, because the Cowboys are not capable of just finding that one best horse. They're not capable of doing that, right? So you got to build a complete team. And that will be an angle where you can solidify one group at a time. If you bring in a Travis Hunter, and if you also have a T. Higgins, then you can by far say you have the best wide receiving group in the National Football League. Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about problems everywhere on your line. Yeah, so I agree with that. I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's why I believe that will fix the Cowboys, and I guarantee a Super Bowl if we did something like that.
Right.
I guarantee a Super Bowl.
You still have to have strategy in place, right? You give a Ferrari.
I'm gonna go
you gotta have a coach.
I wouldn't mind getting Doug Peterson. I wouldn't mind Doug Peterson as the head coach. I wouldn't mind that.
I
mean, Trevor Lawrence just sorry, man. That dude, but you just talked about the quarterback he took to the Super Bowl now.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think that you need culture. I don't think Peterson brings that level. He is a disciple of Andy Reid. So yeah, you want to shake that particular tree, but you're looking at what he's able to do at that level. You're going up to a higher level. Look, Jacksonville is not even seen on TV, and people know how bad they've been playing, right? So, you're going to have to bring in somebody they can move around and sell, believe it or not, hope back to the people. If you make a decision to fire Mike McCarthy and go get Doug Peterson, that's moving backwards to a degree, even though Doug won a Super Bowl last, you know what I'm saying, versus lately than a Mike McCarthy. But the problem is with that, the Cowboys are in an area where they got to at least sell hope, because the fan base at this point going to really turn on the Cowboys depending on who they bring in as coach.
But they don't think they be looking at coaches like that or whatever. Like, I believe you'll sell hope with the people that I say if you bring those pieces in. You see a T. Higgins on the roster.
Yeah.
Just even if it's just that piece, people gonna yell Super Bowl.
I mean, look, bro. Look, I've been doing this for a long time, bro. Look, they were saying we going to the Super Bowl. I was even in the mix too when we had Dave Capo. You know what I'm saying? So come on. So that's just the optimistic side. We're gonna have every chance to say we going to the Super Bowl. We're not gonna say we're going to lose, but at this point, realistically speaking, bro, the Cowboys got to bring in somebody with a mindset to control the culture of this team. And I think that's the number one issue. We can't be too soft on these guys. You got to have somebody that can bring in leadership and beyond. But I appreciate you for calling in, bro.
All right, Brian.
No doubt. Yes, indeed, man. Good call from you from the 832. All right, man, we got room for one more caller, man, and we're going to have to dip on up out of here, baby. But and I'm making squeeze in, too, but I got from the 305, and then we make a squeeze into 214. But 305, you're live. Talk to me.
What's good, Big Love?
Not much, Chief.
Yeah, man, it's hard to get into you, man. I don't know, man. Them YouTube checks, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Too popular, man.
Yeah.
Too popular now, man. Congrats, man, on everything, man.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I'm gonna make it quick, man, because I'm at work. Black man got to work out here.
Yeah, got to.
But got to. I'm gonna piggyback on what everybody been saying, man, because I'm listening to, especially what you just said, man, about the coach. I think that's number one priority.
Number one.
But why do you think number one priority is changing the culture? And that's why we both agree, all of us as fans agree that we want Deion here. Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to speak it through the tongue. But why do you think it's a bad idea not to have a head coach going into the draft when Jerry and Steven already control the draft?
Yeah.
So why is it a bad idea to not have a coach, which I think Mike Zimmer is going to take over the coaching job until Deion get here. I don't think Deion going to come here this year, like I told you before.
Yeah.
I think Deion going to come the following year, not this year. He going.
And that's still predicated. That's predicated upon if the Cowboys would draft a Shador, maybe his bonus son, as he called him, Travis Hunter. That would be predications. And that's, you can say Zim and you still going to get some kickback with that because people are still looking for changes. And when we turn on the TV, we're seeing that the defense also allowing a lot of yards, even though he's rushing out Joshua Butler and them out there. So yeah.
No, yeah. The reason why I say that because this is like next year would be a bridge year for me. So you know, like I said, my prediction is we will get Shador somewhere. And I got another thing before we go, but we will get. I feel like we're gonna get Shador somewhere. It's just my dream. You feel me?
Right.
Get Shador, but what I was gonna say is, we had the 11th pick. I mean, we had the 11th pick right now.
The 9th right now. So yeah, we had the 9th.
We had the 9th pick. What you think about trading, or what the value of Michael Parsons? If it's really true about the trade rumors and everything like this. What you think about the trade value of Michael Parsons going up there in Jacksonville?
Parsons, you will have to find a fool, right? Someone that's willing to give you 3 first-round draft picks and some compensation on the other side, and maybe some, maybe throw in another player, do like a swap or something like that. Because you ultimately going to do a trade inside, right? Because this is a contract year, so you're going to trade him, and then the team is going to sign him and restructure his contract or what have you, and give us 3 first-round draft picks. Coming off of an injury, Parsons' numbers are not there too, so you're going to take a little hit on that. But keep going.
Nah, I was going to say his numbers ain't there. That was kind of throwing me off. But what do you think about trading him? What do you think about trading him for the number 1 pick with our first-round pick? Would that be giving up too much for Shador?
Hell yeah. Come on, bro. Shit. Hey, man, no. You talking about we got right now the 9th spot. Technically, we may still have number 5 or number 6. It's not given that Shador is going to be the first quarterback off the board, or he's going to be the ultimate number 1 quarterback gone, And I'm not saying that Shador ain't like that, But there'll be too much. That'll be a Cowboy move, though. That would be a Cowboy move. That would be a Cowboy move,
Hey, listen to me, coach. Hey, man, I love me some Jerry now. I probably got to be Jerry.
That's the Cowboys way, baby. Oh my God, man!
I won't give up my first round, but what if Parsons and I'm giving up my next year first? Oh, I'm not giving up a first with Parsons. Period.
Man, at this point, look, you don't have to put
that number 1 pick. That number 1 pick gonna be ransom, Big Law.
Well, just lose out, man. Just continue to tell people that Cooper Rush is your best chance of winning, right? And you just play Cooper Rush out there and lose every game, right? And you lose every game, you wouldn't probably have to worry. You just be right there at the number 1 spot, Yeah.
Everybody else losing though, Law. I don't think so. Okay. Seems like it's a tankathon with everybody right now who. Like the Raiders and everybody, it seems like everybody's trying to tank for them 2 quarterbacks. The U1 quarterback is Shador. So
well, teams know that, like Swayze said, marketing, man. Marketing is the number 1 bloodline to most of these teams, and with the ideology, with the hopes of bringing in a person with the mindset and the skills of what Prime brings to the table, you talking about unbelievable. You gonna have Snoop, you gonna have Stomach Chain, Yin Yang back, you gonna have the baby, you gonna have everybody on the sideline, well off media. You might have Law there, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have the Logan brothers and everything. So whoever really drafts Shador, he's not an isolation deal, right? He's gonna be a combination of marketing, a whole team of this and that. But let's not forget about Travis Hunter. That story, that guy that can play 2 sides. He can play DB and wide receiver. So, and then he got his own brands and stuff. So I get what you're saying, but the Cowboys, they always want to be the smartest person in the room. And 9 times out of 10, it's hard to put a finger on who they gonna draft or where they gonna do this and that, because a lot of people be wrong with them. That's just how it goes, bro. But I appreciate you for calling in.
I appreciate it. Hey, one more thing, Law. What do you think Belichick to the Jets?
Say again?
Belichick. Bill Belichick to the Jets all the time. So I don't think he's going to Texas. I think he's going to one of them New York teams. What do you think about that? Thanks for the call, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. If it was up to me, the Law Nation Sports, we need Stern. It's like we probably missed the guy that could probably helped us out was Harbaugh, right? You could have got Harbaugh, and you'll be a hard-nosed team. You'll fit the identity and what we like to do for as fans. We talk about things that we want to see the team do. But that's gone. He's on the Chargers, right? If you think about it, any other coach, it'll be more the same of us stuck in this purgatory thing. If we bring in a Kellen Moore or Jason Witten, it'll be still the same seasoning that we put on the meat, right? So, and to a degree, people call even Mike McCarthy Fat Garrett. You know what I'm saying? He's a fatter version of Jason. So I get all of that. He's lethargic. He got his gonads cut off and stuff like that, and we don't see any movements with even Mike McCarthy, right? And I get all of that. The last time the Cowboys really had that fiery thing that somebody came in and moved some stuff that we can literally see was Parcells, right? Before that time frame, Jimmy Johnson, right? So them three right there, Jimmy Johnson, Parcells, and to a slight degree, Mike McCarthy. So I don't know, man, who was willing to get up here and coach this team where you're going to have the owner doing 3 interviews. You got the son doing 2.5 interviews. Both of them look like they're the same age, right? You're going to have all of that attention, and they don't move at all in free agency. And the fan base every year saying this is our year. This is our moment. We're going to go win the Super Bowl, right? We still have the most visible viewership from TV ratings, right? Because the haters tuned in. We are the laughing stock of the NFL right now. People are literally putting clown faces on the coach, clown faces on the owner, son, daughter, and anybody that comes across on the Cowboys networks. We are literally the laughing stock of the NFL. We paid $250 million to Dak Prescott, and he gave you 3 games at the most with winnable situations. And he hurt for the remainder of the season, right? We paid all of that money for Lamb, and, we forcing him the ball. And he's not getting separation, and he's not having the type or the kind of caliber season he had before even Dak Prescott got hurt, right? So we laughing stock. Why are those things happening? Because we waited to the last hour to pay those boys. So it is what it is. It's crazy over here. Clown boys is where we at, right? We just missing the red nose and the face paint. Yeah, people wearing brown bags, And our move, literally, and trade deadline was a move we made that after the quarterback that snapped up his hamstring, right? Your starting quarterback goes down, and we make a move for a 4th-round draft pick who we don't have any control of whether this kid going to be good or bad because we hope he going to be good. But that was our pick, Jonathan Mingo. Not someone on defense, not even a running back that can help out the 32nd ranked rushing team, right? Not even an offensive lineman. Look, case in point, the Vikings, their offensive lineman, Darrisaw went down. They picked up the phone and made sure that they got somebody of the kind of caliber or quality that he is. That's GMing. Our GM is not GMing. So by us, and excuse my French for those who watching, but for us to go get Jonathan Mingo is equivalent to shitting on yourself and changing your shirt. Literally. I can't make this stuff up. I still smell it. What did you do? Did you change your clothes? Yeah, I changed my shirt. But you shit your pants. That's how the Cowboys move. And people still, and I love it because now the people are so delusional in their hate that they still blaming Dak. He ain't even here. He's not here. He's not here. So you can't even use him as the excuse. It's still the same. But worse. It's worse now. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in, baby. All right, man. It's 3 o'clock. I got to head up north. Man, make it real quick, Darius, man. What you got on the nation, bro?
Well, yeah, I see you shaking your head when Hunter Graham was making his points like he was like really preaching the gospel. No, he wasn't. All he was doing was regurgitating their points, and I guess that gave him some points to you. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Dad. Wait a minute. I asked the chat.
Keep it quick.
Keep it quick. Go ahead. Make it quick. Yeah, make it quick.
It's already. now, also, I asked him direct questions. He didn't answer none of them.
Okay.
All he got when I asked him specific direct questions, all he did was ramble about Jerry Jones and the conspiracies and all this shit. I asked specific questions. I'm giving him numbers. He couldn't answer none of it. Therefore, that's the L, big dog. L.
What was your specific though? What was your specific? What?
So my whole point, my last
point?
point. So he was telling me about it's a circus here, so Mike McCarthy couldn't run the ball, he couldn't do shit, and Kellen Moore, all that shit. What I'm telling you is that's an excuse. The reason why it's an excuse is because when Mike McCarthy had full autonomy and with the Green Bay Packers, his last 2 seasons, he only won 7 games, that first one, and he only won 6 games the next one. And so even when Mike McCarthy didn't have full autonomy, he never ran the ball.
But hold on, Darius. But didn't I give you points on that one? I said you was right on that one. Did you hear me? Did you see me? Yeah, I gave you some flowers, man. What you wanted? Tulips? You didn't want roses? Huh? What you want?
I got you on that. But now I'm talking about 100 grams. You know what I'm saying? But I had to throw that little point in.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure I gave you some flowers. I gave you some flowers.
Yeah.
Tulips are great, by the way.
That was my overall point, was that I don't want to hear that circus shit. Mike McCarthy wasn't good when he got here. So without Dan Quinn, he was ass, and on the way out, he's ass. Still.
Look. Let's say this. Let's agree. Let's agree on this point. Let's be real. The Cowboys took a shot in the dark. We was at the point that we were all saying, and I'm quite sure you probably was too, anybody but Jason Garrett, right? And Jerry was talking about, he was crying, weeping and wailing about that's his son, and he foreseen in his vision that Jason Garrett can get him to the Super Bowl. He said there's no doubt in his mind that he can foresee Jason Garrett not taking us to the Super Bowl because he know that Jason Garrett can take us to the Super Bowl. That's the equivalent to me saying an ant can tip over an elephant, right? But that's just what it is. Jerry Jones, literally, he took a shot in the dark over a guy who was out of football, right? For 2 years at least, right? And then they brought him in, and he's supposed to make the changes for us. All I can say is, man, you pay for what you get. He took the low road of paying this guy $4 million and some change, and he got the results he's paying for. That's all I can say, bro.
That's the sad thing about it, man. That's the saddest thing about it. And just hopefully he don't do the same thing this next upcoming season. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of good talent. We do not want to waste it. You're going to waste it if Jerry keep doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you, Lo.
Yeah, appreciate you for calling in, Chief, man. You have a good one, bro.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Good calls all together, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Big Amish, I see you in there. CJ and them, I see you in there. I got to roll like dice, man. We will be live again at Echo Lounge. There's Kevin Smith Restaurant, Super Bowl champ Kevin Smith, Hall of Fame, College Hall of Famer Kevin Smith as well. We will be having Patrick Creighton on the show. And he don't pull back or hold back any punches, so we want to know. I need to know who is Jerry Jones. And then I can ask him about y'all favorite quarterback, Tony Romo, as well. And we can go down that road to talk about Patrick Creighton. I'm going to bring up, if I can't get in, I'm going to bring up that drop if he's there. You know, Patrick, last time you held us up a little bit on the final word. Me, Big Gabe James, and Boss Cowboys Sport, we still waiting on you, dog. But here's the thoughts. We're going to talk about that drop he had in 2007, and do he still relive that moment? Keep in mind, that drop I'm gonna protect him a little bit because that drop happened in the third quarter. For those who realize that, right? You had an eternity of time to make that back up. But when you have coaching deficiencies and inefficiencies in so many areas, you get those type of things that everybody, your margins of error is very, very minute. Cowboy Nation. So come on with it. So we will have this all out in the forefront. Appreciate y'all, man. It's Cowboys and Chill with Clarence Hill, most trusted Cowboy insider. Cowboy Nation, appreciate y'all, man. I thank y'all for y'all support, y'all unwavering support too, by the way. At the end of the day, we may disagree. We may not all agree on the same thing about this and that. And people take your words and mix them and use them against you. And I get that. Because those who follow in the channel, they knew my stance on Dak Prescott. I was willing and waiting for him to go. I had people shoot me all type of messages saying, oh, man, you turning on Dak. No. But hey, at the end of the day, they waited to the last hour to pay the man. We didn't make a single thread of any movement to help this team. And that's not up for debate. Because nobody can point those things out and say, yeah, they made multitudes of movements to help this team. Credibility is only lost to you, my friend. Because I don't have to get or seek your approval. Taco, a Beast 83, you are this right here. At the end of the day, you are a fan. You following me. I don't know who you are, but you are this. You're nobody to seek approval. Let me tell you this about approval and searching for credibility. Let me put him into law school right now. Validation is only good for parking. Write that down in your mindset, and maybe you will learn something to speaking at the law. And when you're talking about things, make sure you come with your homework. Make sure you come with the ingredients and the exuberance that I bring to the table. Make sure you can stand on 10 toes like me. And on top of that, continue to grind, because I want you to shine one day just as bright as we are over here. There will be people to seek to destroy you, but there will also be people to forget the good things that you bring to the table. And that is what it is. At the end of the day, the joke is on you. They say these type of things. Go where you are accepted. Be where your feet at. Make sure that your mind is on the grind. There will be clowns in the chat room cheering you on, right? There will be people in the areas of the world saying that you can't do this and you can't do that. And they want the smoke and they come late to the party. And not realizing that they're dealing with a real threat. Someone with the mindset like a 9. My tongue is the trigger. Just watch out, baby, because I'm just getting bigger over here, baby. And mama said, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it. To work day and night for it. To take all of your time. And if you want those things, you got to grind. If there's one thing a man should always do, is mainly to himself stay true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what you bring or mean makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, speak it at a moderate tone, because raised voices only turn those hearts into stone. You see, in the beginning, it was brother, I would ride with brother, roll with brothers. The morals of life, live, love, and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. Ain't that right, Taco? A Beast 83? But they bend lies around the truth to rip them apart. You see, I use him as a messenger right now, because I'm helping someone right now. I'm blessing someone right now. And if it takes me talking about him to give him a little energy right now, because I know you had problems in your life, Taco. Oh, I got a vision that your uncle did something to you. I just pray that you're okay now without all of that stuff that's going on in your life with your people and everything. God told me to tell you that everything's going to be all right. Just keep your eyes up and keep your faith rooted in. I come here to tell y'all right now, Cowboy Nation, stand tall or not at all. Let's continue to grind and shine. And let's continue to get this thing going the best way possible. At the end of the day, forgive those who did things to your tacos. Yeah, I get it. You know, the tacos is everywhere. But at the end of the day, won't we all tell Taco to do us a huge favor? For those who've been watching the channel for a long, long time. Yeah, y'all already know what we about to tell them about. Y'all know. Can you put it in the chat? Lean forward just a little bit. Yeah, right here. Yeah, because this slap is going to hurt so bad that it's going to hit you. 4 generations. Yeah, lean forward right here. Oh, snap. Tacos is gone, man. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Oh, he's up out of here, baby. Shit. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something.
God sees in you.
What God sees in you.
What you see in yourself.
What you don't see in yourself.
That's why he told you to break generations.
Yeah.
And he about to open doors for you that no man can shut.
Oh my goodness, man. That taco's a burrito now. Oh my gosh, man. Y'all saw that? Taco won't be eating tacos for the next 20 years. Yeah. He's waving the flag, baby. He hurt. He crying. He gonna change his name to Burrito. Yeah, that's what he gonna do. He's waving the flag over here. But hey, he know who I am. Nobody know who he is. Oh man, let me tune in one more time to Taco. Oh my gosh, man.
Y'all killing me with
this. I got the vegan meat. Rex!
Robert.
I can't eat tacos no more. It's soft shells only. That long he slapped me so hard. I can't eat crunchy tacos no more. He's a quesadilla. Oh my good. We go Tigers, yeah. LSU, baby. Alita La Raza. Hey, put some sriracha on mine, so come on. Hey. Oh.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks.
Until next time, if we offended anyone, man, charge it to my beard, not my tacos. Come on with it. We about one love, baby. This is sad. Come on.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it.
Yep.
Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Original, they never count that too, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome. Too many foes and codes.
Hey, real talk though, with all jokes aside, have anybody heard from Eastside Harold? Because although they beat us, man, I want to give Eastside Harold his flowers, man. Have y'all heard from Eastside? Or was Eastside is Taco the same person? You know, because we haven't heard from Eastside Harold in a long time, man. And the last time we heard Eastside Harold was when the Diddy stuff was going on, and we haven't heard from since the Diddy raid. We haven't heard from Eastside Harold. We lost a good one, man. So in order to move on, man, condolences out to Eastside Harold and all of the Diddy parties that he probably was going to, and he brought the tacos.
It's an evil world we live in.